32,000 seats at the racecourse, Wales international matches in Wrexham, a stadium that could host a World Cup. This isn't a dream anymore. This is the actual blueprint, and it's happening faster than anyone imagined. Alright Wrexham fans, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because we're covering the Red Dragons like nobody else. Every twist, every turn, every bit of news coming out of the racecourse. Today we've got 3 stories for you, and trust me, you need to stick around for the last one. We're talking about Wrexham's future in a way that will blow your mind. But first, let's crack on with the other 2 updates you need to know about. Story 1. Championship breather. Let's talk about timing, because the international break has come at the perfect moment for Phil Parkinson and the lads. Look, the last month has been absolutely brutal. We're talking 6 league games in 4 weeks with no rest. Cardiff on a Tuesday, then Coventry on the Friday. Portsmouth midweek, Charlton 3 days later. Relentless doesn't even cover it. And here's the kicker. 4 of those 6 matches were against teams sitting in the top 6 of the Championship. Stoke, Coventry, Middlesbrough and Charlton all gunning for us while we're trying to find our feet at this level. But you know what? The boys delivered. 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. On paper, decent. But dig into the details and it's actually brilliant. That loss to Stoke, their goal was a fluke cross that went straight in. We hit the post through Ryan Longman and could have nicked it. Cardiff, we rotated because we had to. The schedule was insane, but we still fought back and should have won. Then came the statement performance. Coventry, unbeaten all season, scoring 3 goals a game, best form in the country. We dismantled them 3-2, and honestly, it flattered them. We should have won a Middlesbrough too, but they grabbed the late equaliser. 3 home wins on the bounce now, and suddenly, people who were worried about relegation are starting to believe. The Championship is brutal, but we're proving we belong here. This break gives us time to reset, get some bodies back, and prepare for what's next. But that's not the only news coming out of the racecourse. Right, so while the first team's been doing bits, our under-18s had a tough one at the weekend. A 3-0 defeat to Preston North End. Now, before anyone panics, let's put this in context. Dan Moore, the development coach, was quick to point out that they're not judging success on results at this age group. It's all about long-term development, preparing these lads for the future. And here's the thing, they actually played well. Alex Moore whipped in a brilliant free kick in the first 5 minutes that nearly led to a goal. They created chances throughout, had 2 cleared off the line, and their keeper pulled off some spectacular saves. The scoreline, harsh. 3 goals conceded, but 2 with defensive gifts, and 1 was a penalty. Moore's message at half-time was simple: tighten up defensively. And they did. The keeper didn't make a save in the second half. Preston only managed 4 shots on target the entire match. This squad has scored 12 goals in their last 3 games before this, so the attacking quality is there. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. They've got a match against Swindon Town in the English Football League trophy on Saturday, and a few of the lads are carrying injuries, so we'll see how the squad shapes up. It's part of the process. Reynolds and McElhenney aren't just investing in the first team, they're building a proper academy structure, and that takes time. These kids are the future of Wrexham AFC. Now, those were important updates, but what I'm about to tell you next could completely reshape what Wrexham becomes in the next decade. This is massive.
You're right, here we go. This is the one you've been waiting for, and it's proper exciting. Michael Williamson, our CEO, has just revealed the full vision for the racecourse ground. And when I say full vision, I mean the entire roadmap, from where we are now to a final capacity of up to 32,000 seats. Let me say that again, 32,000. The racecourse, the oldest international football stadium still in use, could one day hold more fans than some Premier League grounds. This isn't pie-in-the-sky stuff. This is the actual plan. Here's how it breaks down. Right now, McLaren Construction is already on site doing enabling works for the new cop stand. That's phase 1. The club submitted a planning application to increase the Cop's capacity from 5,500 up to 7,500 seats, which would bring the overall stadium capacity to just over 18,000. Now, there's a temporary hold-up because of national planning policy issues around phosphates, something affecting all developments in Wrexham at the moment. But Williamson's confident it'll get approved once that's sorted. Everyone understands why it makes sense. But here's where it gets interesting. 18,000 is just the beginning. Williamson's made it clear that the club's next big target is 22 to 23,000 seats. Why that number? Because Wales is bidding to co-host the Women's World Cup in 2035, and FIFA requires host stadiums to have at least 22,000 seats. Think about that for a second. Wrexham hosting a World Cup match at a racecourse. Women's football on the biggest stage imaginable right here in North Wales. That's not just massive for the club, that's massive for the city, for Wales, for the community. And Williamson went even further. He said if they can hit that 22 to 23,000 capacity, there's no reason the Football Association of Wales wouldn't consider hosting senior men's international matches at the racecourse. Wales playing at the oldest international ground in the world. It writes itself, doesn't it? So how do they get from 18,000 to 32,000? Williamson's already worked it out. Phase 2 would involve redeveloping either the Mould Road stand or the Wrexham Lager stand. The Mould Road stand, for example, slopes downwards, so you actually lose seats there. But if they extend it outward and tutward, they can add significant capacity. Same with the Wrexham Lager stand. There's room to build a concourse underneath and add more seating above. That's where the club shop and parking are now, but it's all part of the vision. Phase 3? That's where you round out the corners, potentially add to the tech stand and push towards that 28 to 32,000 range. It all depends on the mix of how they configure it, but Williamson says the footprint can support it. Now here's what nobody's talking about yet. This isn't just about capacity, it's about ambition. Reynolds and McElhenney have always said the goal is the Premier League, and you can't rock up to the Prem with a 10,000-seat stadium. You need infrastructure. You need a ground that matches the level you're trying to reach. Williamson even said it himself. 18,000 is a good stepping stone for where we need to be when we arrive in the Premier League. When, not if. That's the mentality driving this club right now. And the timeline? The new Cop should be ready soon, bringing us to 18,000. Then, between 2026 and 2035, they're aiming to hit that 23,000 mark for the Women's World Cup bid. After that, it's about phasing the remaining developments to reach the final capacity. What does this mean for Wrexham fans? Well, for one, it means no more scrambling for tickets. Right now, demand is through the roof. The Hollywood Effect, the Welcome to Wrexham documentary, 3 straight promotions. Everyone wants a piece of this story. A bigger stadium means more fans get to experience match days at the racecourse. But it also sends a message to the football world. Wrexham isn't just enjoying a moment. This is a long-term project. This is a club building for the top level. And that's attractive to players, to sponsors, to broadcasters. It shows we're serious. The real question is, can they pull it off? Because building a stadium is one thing, filling it is another. But if the last 3 years have taught us anything, it's that Wrexham AFC doesn't do things by halves. So there you have it. 3 stories that show exactly where Wrexham is right now and where we're heading. The first teams proving they belong in the Championship, the academies developing the next generation, and the clubs planning a stadium that could host World Cups and Wales Internationals, from the National League to potentially 32,000 seats in a decade. That's the Wrexham story. Here's what I think happens next. The Cop gets built, we push for the playoffs this season, and by 2030, we're looking at a ground that rivals anything outside the Premier League. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you buzzing about this stadium news, or do you think we should focus on the pitch first? Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds!